Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back with part 2 of fragrances that celebrities wear or wore. You guys loved this video. So many of you said you definitely wanted a part 2. I did have somebody say that they want me to do a video on just like influential figures, not celebrities. So they're interested in more of the kind of historical figures and people like that. So I'll definitely do a video like that soon, but for today, I've got a ton more celebrities for you and fragrances that they have either worn or still wear to this day. The first like half of these are going to be in alphabetical order because I did go, there's a website that's kind of like, it's kind of like a glossary of celebrities and their fragrances. And I went through and found like celebrities that I thought were interesting and wrote their fragrances down, and I did find, I cross-checked it by Googling to see like if it was accurate, and with all of the ones I wrote down, these are all accurate. They're pretty up to date, not super outdated, so I felt okay. But these are going to be in alphabetical order, probably like the first half of the video, and then I started researching some other things, so this is taken directly from that celebrity website, which is in alphabetical order. So these are in alphabetical order. Okay, so the first person is Alanis Morissette. This one was really interesting to me because I'm a 90s kid, or a 90s teenager, I should say. I loved Alanis Morissette's music back in the 90s. She actually wears a ton of fragrances. She is a niche head, so she wears a ton of niche perfumes, and she wears a lot, which tells me that she really loves fragrance. She wears a lot of Serge Lutens, which you will see. She wears Serge Lutens à la Nuit by Rado Gypsy Water, which there's so many celebrities that wear gypsy water, and it's pretty unimaginative, but she wears L'Artisan Perfumer Tuberose, Le Labo Rose. A lot of them wear Le Labo. Le Labo Rose 31. A lot of them wear Le Labo too. Clive Christian X. I just had to stop there because she wears a lot more. She wears a ton of Serge Lutens though. Alexander Skarsgård, which I thought was interesting. I wouldn't have even, like, he's not even somebody I would have even, I don't know, I wouldn't have even thought about him in fragrance, but apparently he wears Christian Dior Fahrenheit and Old School Cool Water. I love the way Cool Water smells. I just wish that it would perform well. My husband bought a bottle of it like a year ago, and it's terrible. Like, it lasted for maybe 10 minutes on him. My battery just died, so I have no idea where I was, but I think I was talking about Cool Water when my camera died. Okay, Alicia Keys. Apparently Alicia Keys wears or wore Bulgari Black. Why do I feel like that one was discontinued? Fresh Sugar, which, I love fresh fragrances. You don't hear people talk about them often. Something from the Healing Garden called Pure Joy. I thought the Healing Garden was like gone. I used to wear Healing Garden like lotions and body sprays back in the late 90s. I didn't even know they were still around. So I don't know if that's like old or what, but I don't feel like it was super old when I was reading this. And then also Issey Miyake, L'Eau d'Issey, which is such a classic. Andie MacDowell. This is going to be for some of my older folks. If you remember Andie MacDowell, she is actually from the town where we bought our property. We bought property in Gaffney, South Carolina. That is where Andie MacDowell is from. She was like an awesome 80s actress. I forget, what was she in? Was she in St. Elmo's Fire? I feel like she was in St. Elmo's Fire. She was in like 4 Weddings and a Funeral. She's just been in a bunch of stuff. Sorry, they're mowing outside, so if you can hear that, I apologize. Anyways, Andie MacDowell, she wears L'Artisan Vanilla, which I love that fragrance. It's so stunning. Annick Goutal Petite Cherie. I love Petite Cherie. I've got a travel spray of it. I will tell you, it is not unique. Like, so many celebrities, women celebrities, wear Annick Goutal Petite Cherie. It's like there are some fragrances that just catch on, and then all celebrities, it's so funny because I don't know. A lot of them are just not unique. They just wear what other celebrities wear, and that's one of them. Annick Goutal Petite Cherie, and she also wears Fracas, so which is another fragrance that massive amounts of female celebrities wear. Okay, this next one, I was so excited about this one because I freaking loved Angela Bassett in the American Horror Story seasons that she was in. She was one of my favorite characters in every single season, especially the witch season, season 3. I forget what it was even called. The witches season. Gosh, I loved her so much. And so when I saw this, I was super excited. Apparently she wears Dior Miss Dior. So such a like simple scent, but such a beautiful scent. Anne Hathaway wears Chanel Chance, Byredo Rose Noir, and Lancôme Magnifique, which Lancôme Magnifique is long discontinued. I used to have a bottle of it. I didn't love it. So I don't know, maybe she still wears it, I don't know. Ashanti, I saw her in this list of people and I was like, wow, I haven't thought of Ashanti in a long time. She apparently wears Ralph Lauren Romance and Dior J'adore. Ashley Olsen, I wanted to see, I was interested in this because I was like, does Ashley Olsen actually wear her own fragrances? Of course she doesn't. She wears Christian Dior Bois d'Argent. I actually have a mini of that fragrance. I think that one has actually been reformulated, and I think I've got a mini of the original formulation, and then I think I've got a travel spray of the new formulation, if I remember correctly. She also wears L'Artisan Mûr et Musk, which I think somebody sent me a sample of that one, and it is stunning. That's another one that not a ton of celebrities wear it, but like you'll come across that one plenty when looking at celebrities and their perfumes. A lot of them, there are quite a few people that do wear L'Artisan Mûr et Musk. She also wears Calvin Klein Euphoria. Okay, this next one, Benicio del Toro. So I think it was back when I'm so sorry, they're like right outside my window now with that mower. It's probably super loud. Okay, Benicio del Toro. I can't remember, I think it was when he was making the first, was he in Traffic? I feel like he was in the movie Traffic, and then he also made that series of movies, the Sicario. I don't know if he was in all of those Sicario movies or if it was just the first one. Anyway, at some point I remember reading that people said that he was miserable to work with because he smelled really bad. It's funny because somebody, well, I'm not going to get into it, but I've heard that about a lot of celebrities. I've heard that like, what's his name? James Pattinson, the guy from Twilight. I've heard that about him, that he smells really bad. Like, I've heard that a lot of celebrities just smell really bad because they don't shower super often, which isn't that a luxury for the elites, that they can just walk around smelling bad, and because they're so rich and so famous, nobody is gonna care. But if somebody like me or you walked around like that, we would be, I mean, people would just be horrified by us. We are not like them, and they are not like us. But anyways, Benicio del Toro, apparently when he does wear something to make him smell good, he wears 8 and Bob. Brad Pitt apparently wears, now I know that Brad Pitt, I feel like Brad Pitt he either owns that fragrance company, the John Varvatos, I don't know, it's kind of like a designer line. They make all men's fragrances, which is why I don't know much about it, but John Varvatos, something like that. I thought that I read somewhere that Brad Pitt actually owns that fragrance company. Either that or he worked on one of the fragrances. I read somewhere that he is somehow associated with that fragrance company, but he was another one that I was interested to see. Does he actually wear those fragrances? He wears or wore Lorenzo Villavesi Musk, Giorgio Armani Code, and Narciso Rodriguez for men. Brandy, which it's funny because when I saw her, I was like, yes, I'm interested because she is coming out in a new horror movie, which I think is super fun. I haven't seen Brandy for a minute, so the fact that she's coming, like making her re-debut in a horror movie that's a girl after my own heart. Okay, so apparently Brandy wears Mugler Angel, so love that. Chadwick Boseman. I'm really bad, but didn't Chadwick Boseman pass away? I could be getting them mixed up, and this is where I'm really bad because I just don't know very many celebrities, but I feel like he's the one that passed away. Was he the Black Panther? I feel like he was the Black Panther and he passed away. So RIP if it is the same person. But apparently he wore Ralph Lauren Polo Double Black. I have not smelled that one. I have smelled Polo Black, which I really like. I've never smelled Polo Double Black. Diana Ross wore, okay, so it looks like are we out of? Yeah, no, we're still in alphabetical order because I'm still in that list. Diana Ross apparently wore Diana Ross passed away, didn't she? I feel like she passed away. Diana Ross, I didn't realize, I just saw a TikTok about her and Michael Jackson, and I didn't know that was a thing. That was interesting to me though. But anyways, Diana Ross apparently wore Calvin Klein Obsession, Mugler Angel, Guerlain Louis, which is such a good one. I used to have a bottle of it, but it didn't last on me, so I decluttered it. And Givenchy Amarige, so that was a lady with good taste. I don't know if you guys know who Imogen Poots is. The only reason I know who she is because I watched her in that crazy movie called Vivarium. I also watched her in another indie film. I can't remember the name of it. And then she played Autumn in Outer Range, which was one of my favorite shows of all time, and Amazon Prime canceled it. And I was sick when I heard about that because I love that show. But anyway, she was in that. She apparently wears Chloe, which is good taste because I adore Chloe. It's so beautiful. Jeffree Star. He's somebody I just wrote down because I was scrolling and I saw him. I don't really care for Jeffree Star, to be totally honest. I don't care for any celebrities. Let's be real here. But he's one that I don't know. But I was interested to see what fragrance he wears. He wears, and this is very, very recent, he wears Balmain Ecstatic. I have a sample of that fragrance. I've got a sample of it as well as a flanker. I don't like it. I think it stinks. If I remember correctly, there was some kind of a synthetic wood in it that I really, really didn't like. I'm gonna have to dig that sample out though and like revisit it. Ooh, this is gonna be a long video, you guys, because I've got a lot. I wrote down a lot of celebrities in this one. Okay, somebody left a comment on my last video saying that they read that Jennifer Aniston, people say that she just smells amazing, but nobody knows what she wears. So here is a long list of perfumes, and you can just take your pick as to which one you think might be the one, or which ones might be the ones that make her smell amazing, because she wears a lot. Okay, so she wears L'Artisan d'Azonga, which I have my beautiful fragrance friend sent me a decant of that fragrance a long time ago. I'm gonna have to pull it out. I haven't smelled it in a long time. I just remember it being super, super unique and very warm. But anyways, L'Artisan d'Azonga. Tons of celebrities, including Jennifer Aniston. Oh, I'm so sorry, my dogs. Wear Child perfume, the Susan D. Owens Child perfume, which I have, that Tatiana sent me. I absolutely adore it. I understand why celebrities adore it, but so many of them wear it. So many. And she does as well. Clean, which I love. I love clean perfumes, all of them. I think they're beautiful. That's like a 90s thing for me though. Those got really popular in the 90s and I loved them back then. She wears L'Occitane green tea with mint. She wears Christian Dior Miss Dior. She wears Cacharel Année Année, which apparently she's very known for Année Année. So that might be the one that people think she smells amazing. She wears Chantecaille Frangipani. She wears Lorenzo Villaraci Musk. I wonder if that's the company that Brad Pitt is involved in, because he wears that fragrance as well. He wears Lorenzo Villaraci Musk too. So maybe that's the one I don't know. But she wears it too. So take your pick. I'm thinking it's Année Année because she's really known for wearing Année Année. Jewel. I love Jewel. I follow Jewel on TikTok. There are very, very few celebrities that I like, and though I don't totally trust her and I don't like see her as, I don't see her as like a regular person, I do enjoy her because she has like a really gentle kindness about her that very, very few of them have. Now, whether that translates into real life, I don't know. I did mention in my last Chatty Get Ready With Me that I probably should have mentioned, like, when I say I dislike celebrities, I probably should mention that I dislike them based on my own personal experience, because in the late 90s, I lived in a certain place in California and worked at a certain place where I came into contact with huge celebrities, huge, massive, and lots of them every single day. That's where my dislike for celebrity comes from, is personal experience. It's not because I just have massive assumptions about them. No, it's because I know how the majority of them are. Do I think every single person is like that? No. I don't think that they're probably all like that, but I think that the ones that aren't like that are probably very, very few and far between. Okay, with that being said, I probably should have explained that at the beginning of this video though. Anyways, with that being said, Jewel apparently wears a perfume called Kai Kai. That is another fragrance that so many celebrities wear it, like maybe even hundreds. So many women celebrities wear that perfume that now I feel like I need to get my nose on it because it has to be good. I just have a feeling it's really good. Josh Brolin, I wrote him down because I've loved him since the 80s. Like, I've watched him since The Goonies. I think he's an amazing actor. I don't know what kind of a person he is, but I think he's an amazing actor. And because I loved Outer Range, it was just one of my favorite series that I've ever watched, and I really like him as an actor. But he wears Hermes Terre de Hermes, which I love. It is the most beautiful vetiver scent. I don't know much about men's fragrance, but I do know that I love that scent. I think it's super unisex. I've worn it before, and I think it's an amazing scent. Kate Hudson, I went and looked for her because I wanted to see what fragrance she wore. She says she wears a ton of different fragrances, but she did mention one in particular, and it's called Lori Rodkin. It's an oil, and apparently it's a patchouli vanilla blend. So never heard of it, but it's like $110 for a patchouli vanilla roll-on, so I don't know if it's worth it or not. Kathy Bates. That's another, I remember, I grew up with Kathy Bates. I loved her in American Horror Story, so I had to see what perfume she wears. She wears Hermes 24 Faubourg, or used to, probably still does, because older people usually stick with their signatures. I love 24 Faubourg. It's one of the most comforting scents to me of life. Okay, Lana Del Rey. She was another one that I wanted to see. I tried, because she's a younger celebrity that I actually recognize. That's another thing. I was trying to write down anybody that was younger and kind of a celebrity now that people would recognize, that I recognize, because I just don't know many celebrities. I don't know any of the younger ones really, except for the really, really popular ones like Selena Gomez and Hailey and Justin Bieber and those ones, but a lot of the younger ones I just don't know. Okay, Lana Del Rey, apparently she really does wear Creed Spring Flower. Selena Quintanilla, I specifically looked her up because I wanted to see what fragrances she wore. She wore a ton of Chanel fragrances, every Chanel fragrance that was like a classic back then, Chanel Cristal, Chanel No. 5, Coco Chanel. She wore all those, but apparently her like really signature scent was Boucheron Boucheron, just Boucheron EDP, which I found super interesting. Olivia Rodrigo, I kind of know who she is. I wouldn't recognize her if I saw her, but I've heard some of her music. She wears Baccarat Rouge 540, so... Pamela Anderson, she's another one that I looked up because she's one I've had personal experience with in the late 90s. And I want to think that she's a better human being now than she was back then, but most likely not. She apparently wears Kai Kai as well, and she apparently wears Cacharel Eden, which... I love to see people wearing these like older fragrances. That's why I was interested in her, because she's a celebrity that I think most of us are going to know, even the younger generation. Okay, Rooney Mara. I don't know if you guys all know who she is. She's been in a lot of indie films. I believe she's either engaged to or married to Joaquin Phoenix. I don't even know if they ever got married. Like, I don't know. I think they might have a baby together. I don't know. But she was in The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, like the American version. And she is the only celebrity that I have ever come across that wears an indie perfume. And she apparently wears a fragrance from Carnival Wax, which I've got some samples here. My beautiful fragrance friend Tatiana, who lives in New York City, sent these to me. So maybe that's... it might be like a New York City thing, I don't know. But I've got some, she sent me several Carnival Wax samples. But Rooney Mara apparently wears Carnival Wax Black Amber. I have never seen another celebrity wear an indie scent. So she just got bumped up in my mind as like a little bit closer to a normal person. Oh wait, she also wears, sorry, that's not the only one. She also wears Givenchy L'Entrée. Is she a model for Givenchy? She might be. And she wears Molecule 01. I will tell you, a lot of them wear Eccentric Molecules Molecule 01, like a ton of them. And she's one. Stevie Nicks. I was so excited. I had to see what Stevie Nicks smelled like. Stevie Nicks apparently wears Michelle Bergman Black Gardenia. My beautiful fragrance friend also sent me a sample of Michelle Bergman Black Gardenia at one point, and it is beautiful. As soon as I read that, I was like, oh, I could picture that. I could totally see Stevie Nicks smelling like that, because it's it really is like a very powerful kind of like witchy fragrance. So Zoe Kravitz, she's another one that I like went out of my way to look it up, because I was like, if her dad wears knee matte vanilla musk, I just want to see what she wears. Well, what do you know? She also wears knee matte vanilla musk. They must sell it at Whole Foods, because she said she wears a vanilla musk oil and that she picked it up at Whole Foods. So I'm guessing that they get their fragrances, that they get those from Whole Foods. I think people told me you could get them at Whole Foods. And she also wears Black Opium from YSL. Now, Zoe Kravitz, I believe, is a model for YSL. So that's probably why she said she wears Black Opium. Zoe Saldana, she's another one. Charlotte absolutely loves her because she's Neytiri in Avatar. And so I went out of my way to look up what she wears. She apparently only wears natural essential oils. And it's funny because when I read that, I was like, of course, because I'm pretty sure that I came across a TikTok. This has nothing to do with perfume, but I came across a TikTok of somebody who worked on the set of Avatar 2. And his literal job, his entire job, was just dealing with the water on set. And he said that anytime she was going to have to do a water scene, she would not get in the water unless it was reverse osmosis water. So they would literally have to fill up. This is according to him, not according to me. I don't know. But he claims that apparently if they were going to have to get into like a pool of water, she would not get in it unless it was reverse osmosis. And you know what? She's a smart gal. She did not want all of those crazy, weird chemicals leaching into her body from regular old tap water. She wanted to make sure that there was nothing in that water. So It does not surprise me at all that she will not put chemicals on her body and that she only uses natural essential oils, which I would do too if I wasn't such a slave to perfume. I went through a phase where I tried wearing just essential oils, but I couldn't do it. Helen Mirren, she's an older one. I don't know, some of you younger folks might not recognize her, but she's still very active. Like, she's very much still an active actress. She wears Jo Malone Blackberry and Bay, and supposedly is very loyal to that fragrance. Angelina Jolie wears Histoire des Parfums 1969. That's another one that didn't super surprise me. Naomi Campbell, she's another one that I went out of my way to look up because I've always wondered if because she makes her own fragrances, I've always wondered if she wears her own fragrance. No, she wears Diorissimo. I can never say that. Diorissimo. Sofia Vergara, she also makes fragrances. I also wanted to see if she wears her own. No, she does not. Sofia Vergara wears House of Sillage Passion de l'Amour. If I remember correctly, I've smelled, I think I've smelled every House of Sillage fragrance in like the normal line. And if I remember correctly, that's the one that's like vanilla based, I think. Lizzo, she's another one that wears Molecule 01. Viola Davis, she's another of my favorites. I love her. She wears Byredo La Tulipe, so still Byredo, but at least an interesting one. She's another one though that I think I read that she actually wears a ton of different fragrances. She really is into fragrance, and I think I read that she wears like a lot, but I think Byredo Black Tulip was kind of like her, I don't know, like maybe her signature-ish one. Rosie Huntington Whiteley. I was interested in her too because, you know, she was a model for Burberry fragrances for many years. So I was interested to see, does she actually wear Burberry fragrance? No, she does not. She wears Byredo Gypsy Water. Wah wah. Kate Middleton. So Kate Middleton, she's associated with a lot of fragrances. I've heard that she has worn Penhaligon's, is it Impressa? I think she's also associated with Bluebell, maybe Jo Malone Bluebell. But people say that her wedding perfume was actually a fragrance from Aluminum, and it was called White Gardenia Petals. I don't know if Aluminum went out of business or if they just quit selling in the US. I'm kind of sick because when they were kind of phasing out of here, you could find bottles of Aluminum perfumes for such a steal. And I remember coming across them thinking, gosh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get these anymore. I should probably pick them up. And I never did, like a dummy. But people say that that's like really her go-to scent is the Aluminum White Gardenia Petals. Hopefully they're still available in England. I do believe it's an English-based perfume house. Lily James, I was really interested in her too because she's another celebrity that I really like watching her work. I really loved her as Pamela Anderson. She did such an amazing job as Pamela Anderson, and she is like the most kind of beautiful, demure English girl. She was also in, I think it was the Netflix version of Rebecca. And that's usually, and she was in, what was that English series that was so popular? I loved it. It was the first thing I ever saw her in. Oh my gosh, it was about the big estate, the family. Why can't I remember? I'll probably remember later. But anyways, yeah, to see her play Pamela Anderson was incredible. She did an amazing job. Apparently Pamela Anderson was not happy about that series. I really enjoyed that series though. I thought it was super good. So anyways, Lily James apparently wears fragrances from a perfume house that is kind of not very well known. It's called Liis, L-I-I-S, and apparently she wears a fragrance called Rose Struck. I want to check out those fragrances because I was reading, like she was talking about them. I was reading something that she was saying about them, and they sounded super interesting to me. So I'm like intrigued now. Kate Moss is another one. Kate Moss is like, you know, if you're a 90s person like me, Kate Moss was just everywhere in the 90s. She was like the it supermodel. She wears Serge Lutens, Fleur d'Oranger, I'm so bad. She also wears a Clarins fragrance. It's called Clarins Eau Dynamisante. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, and when I was reading like her talking about the fragrances she wears, that is the one that she said she literally carries it in her purse. So I know a lot of celebrities have worn Clarins fragrances. I remember reading somewhere that Freddie Mercury wore a Clarins fragrance as well. Zendaya, is that how you say her name? Zendaya. She's another one that I was like, I wonder if she wears Lancome perfumes, since she's a model for Lancome perfumes, particularly the, oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't remember the name of the perfume right now, but anyways, no, she does not. She wears Tom Ford Orchid Soleil. Reese Witherspoon. She has had perfumes before. I think she worked with Avon and did a perfume with Avon, which I've heard really good things about her perfume that she did with Avon. But she actually wears Erin Amber Musk, which I love. It's one of my favorite Erin fragrances. I have a bottle of it. It just doesn't, it performs really badly. Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth wore Chanel No. 5. Sarah Jessica Parker apparently wears Parfums Decor Skin Musk Perfume Oil. That is like such an old school. I had it, I loved it for a minute, and then when my skin chemistry changed, it started smelling like trash on me, so I decluttered it, but it's beautiful. It's such a cheapie too. Rita Ora wears Chloe Magnolia Alba. I've never smelled that one, but it's beautiful. It's one of their high-end fragrances. Hilary Duff apparently wears Parvati. She's another one that used to make fragrance. She doesn't anymore. But she wears a fragrance called Parvati Fragrance Oil, which apparently it's like a, I think the way she described it was some kind of like a vanilla oil. It looks beautiful, but it's kind of on the pricey side for a vanilla oil. Selena Gomez wears Marc Jacobs Daisy. Naomi Watts, if you guys I don't know. It's like, I don't know if, I think a lot of older people watch this channel. So you guys should know who most of these people are, but Naomi Watts apparently wears Kiehl's Original Musk. Kendall Jenner apparently wears a fragrance by a house called By Far, and it is called Daydream of a Bingo Queen. Never heard of it. Priyanka Chopra wears Trussardi Donna, the EDP formulation, stunner of a fragrance. And Margot Robbie wears Calvin Klein Deep Euphoria, apparently. And that is gonna be it, guys. I'm gonna start working on my kind of scenting the Asias video. So yeah, I'm kind of working on that. And then I will probably do the video about like influential people that aren't necessarily celebrities, but are just like, you know, world figures. I'll probably do that video. But anyways, you guys, I do hope that you all enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.